Hi, I'm Tracy. What comes to mind when I say the words data breach? Have you ever received those dreaded data breach letters? Is your heart sinking right now? Are you thinking about, is there someone out there using my identity to open credit accounts? Well, today we're answering your questions. How do I protect my credit? I'll show you why it matters, some of my favorite tips for securing your finances, so let's get started. So why should you care about protecting your credit? Well, your credit's like your financial fingerprint. If someone gets a hold of your personal information like social security number or bank details, they can do some serious damage. We're talking about opening new credit cards, maxing them out, even taking loans out in your name. The worst part is you might not even know it's happening until it's too late. How do I know if this is happening to me? Well, you might have some signs. So you get bills or letters from creditors for accounts you didn't open. That's a big red flag. Check your credit report for inquiries that you didn't authorize. That means people are trying to apply under your name and they're accessing your credit reports for a credit check. Suspicious charges. So this is where I'm going to ask you, do you review your credit card statements? Do you review your bank statements for things that you might not have done? Even if these charges are small, it could indicate they're testing your account. If you get notifications about changes to your personal information, like your address that you didn't make, it's time to act as well. If your credit was good and you get denied for new credit, it could mean someone damaged your credit score. If you spot any of these signs, act fast. Contact your bank, place a fraud alert on your credit. I really would hate to hear that you had to be reactive to identity theft or some kind of fraud. I'm going to teach you today how to be proactive, how we can stop those people before they actually do any damage to your credit. So the first one, this is a super important one, and I'm not leaving it to the end because I think it is so important. You might be asking, how can I stop people from applying for credit under my name? When someone applies for credit, the credit check is kicked off and it goes to the credit bureaus to request access to your credit report. This information goes back on an approval or denial. Well, if we freeze your credit at the credit bureau, when that credit check is done, they won't be able to access your credit report. And no one can open an account that way. So it's called freezing your credit. And what you have to do is open an account at the 3 different credit bureaus that we have in the US: Equifax, Experion, and Transunion. And you have to do this on all 3 sites. I'll leave the links to the sites, and I'll leave the deep link to the site because the button to freeze your credit sometimes isn't as obvious. I had to search around on the Transunion one to find it. So when we freeze our credit, it stops anybody from accessing our credit reports. This task is free and easy. You will be prompted to start paying for a credit monitoring subscription. You do not need to do this. You can freeze your own credit and you can do it absolutely free. The best part, you can unfreeze it anytime you yourself need to apply for credit. And then you can go back in and you can freeze it. You might be asking, how can I protect myself when I'm online accessing some of my secure accounts? Well, there's a couple ways. You can create unique email addresses. So when we get hacked, a lot of times they'll get our email address or our password. And those combinations, they'll turn around and test those on other sites. And if you use the same email and the same password, they have a lot of opportunity to get into your other more secure sites. So use a different email address for those secure sites and do a different password on those secure sites. The other thing you can do is set up multi-factor authentication, 2-step verification. It's called a bunch of different things. It's where you have a second factor. They have your email address and password for your first login, And then the second step is they'll text you or they'll email you with a code that you then enter on the screen. So with this two-step authentication, even if somebody has your password, they can't get into your account with that second verification step, like a text message or an email code. There are other websites that use your Social Security number. I'm going to list a couple. Social Security Administration, Medicare.gov. Have you ever created your account there? Does it exist? If you haven't, other people can go in and claim those sites. Now, the other is that when you go into Social Security, you don't have to have the email and the password to log into your account. There are sites called ID.me or LOGIN.GOV. And as you notice on the screen, you can log into Social Security with either one of those. So if somebody has gone and claimed your ID.me account or your LOGIN.GOV account, they can access your Social Security account. So go in today, go claim all those sites. And those 3 credit union sites, those are also sites that you should be claiming. You should have your account there already before somebody else does it. How do I protect myself when I use my credit card everywhere? Well, when you're out shopping, you can use tap to pay on your phone, like Apple Pay, Google Wallet, those kinds of things. When you use your phone to tap to pay, it does not send credit card information. It sends a token. So that way your credit card can't get hacked. If you're paying online, Venmo, Zelle, other non-banking applications or services can be used. There's also another one you can do. You can create a virtual credit card. It's not physical. It'll have the numbers, the 3-digit code, those kinds of things. There's a site called Privacy, and they will issue you a virtual credit card. It's actually kind of cool. You set it up against your debit card, and you can lock it down several ways. You can lock it to a certain merchant. You can put an amount on it so it can't go over, and it can be used for budgeting or gifting or whatever. So there's all kinds of other useful purposes for this, but it would save you from having to type in your credit card number online when you're purchasing stuff. So these are added layers of security to keep your actual credit card safe. So what about browsing on my, doing these transactions on my computer? How do I keep that safe? Well, when you're in your browser and you're accessing any of these secure sites, like your bank, your brokerage account, Social Security, it's tracking your login data. And so you can do one of 2 things or both. You can open your browser incognito mode, and that way it does not store cookies or history, nothing that can be tracked while you're on the website. Or you can clear your cookies regularly through your browser. This wipes out all stored login data. Both are good habits. Please leave a comment if you want me to make a detailed video on how to do these items. Sometimes people don't know how to do these, and it is super, super easy, and I can follow up with a video on how to do that. So there you have it. Some easy and effective ways to protect your credit and prevent identity theft. Don't wait for a breach to happen to take this action. These are very important steps to take to protect your Social Security number, your credit card information, your financial accounts. I'm passionate about making sure that people don't have to go through identity theft and restoration, and that when they retire, it's stress-free. So to start today with these free ideas. Freeze your credit. Claim all those sites with your Social Security numbers. Set up a unique email address and different strong passwords for those secure sites that you're going to log into. And think about using tap to pay on your phone. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Please think about hitting that subscribe button to join Living Life in the Silver Lane. I'd love to have you in the community. I really do appreciate you watching this video, and I wish you the best of luck in keeping your identity safe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.